Now, joining us for a quick discussion on the latest development is Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, Michael Jackson. Ms. Jackson, thanks for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. First up, what is your reaction to the legal opinions of the Solicitor General and the Auditor General on how reports from the Integrity Commission are to be treated in Parliament?
Well, I think it's important that we take note that JJ welcomes the tabling of the Attorney General's opinions. We have been calling for it for several months now, and we believe it's in the public interest and transparency that we all have access to read through this opinion and form our own conclusions accordingly, and what may have guided the House Speaker in the opinions that she herself had formed.
As you mentioned that, now that you have seen the opinions, what do you make of the Speaker's initial ruling about tabling reports from the Integrity Commission?
You know, I find the opinion of the Attorney General to be quite interesting, but certainly in keeping with our own view regarding how the Integrity Commission's reports are to be tabled. I want to make note to the viewers that the Attorney General quite clearly said that the previous provisions and the processes or the ways by which the Integrity Commission's reports were being tabled were not inconsistent with the existing provisions on the standing order or inconsistent with the existing provisions under the Integrity Commission Act. It is also important for us to note that the Attorney General had also indicated that if there is a difference of opinion from the House Speaker on the way in which the process was being adhered to, then it must be changed by way of either the standing order or the legislation. So I do find it concerning that the House Speaker again had arrogated upon herself to not follow perhaps the opinion that she herself had sought, but to divert from not only the silence in the law, but from best practice in how those reports were being tabled. So, you know, it's a little bit of a concern that we were acting in a way that was not in keeping with good governance, where these reports were being tabled in a timely manner that the public would have an opportunity to fully pursue and review it, if you would, what exactly they would deem to be of importance.
All right, and now that we have all heard what has been suggested, how do you suggest the Parliament proceed based on what has been tabled?
I believe there needs to be clarity, because one of the issues is that whether or not the Oversight Committee should receive those reports before or after they were tabled in the House. We think best practice would dictate that as soon as the Integrity Commission submits a report, they should be laid before the House. So I think that sort of clarity is needed going forward. But I hasten to remind the House Speaker and all the members of Parliament that the intention of the Oversight Committee was to ensure that the administrative review and oversight of the Integrity Commission was being done, not to have 30 days sitting on important annual reports or investigative reports of, of greater concern being laid to the Oversight Committee before being sent to Parliament, especially when the Oversight Committee was not even meeting with a type of frequency that we would have expected the Oversight Committee.
So we really want to see this thing being processed as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. It's in the public interest and transparency.
All right. Thank you very much. Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ, Michael Jackson.